This is going to be a short video covering error message boxes in our application. For our application, we have a couple of different types of error messages that might display. In some cases, an error message, when it displays, you will get simply a continue button. In this case, it's going to be there's no action or decision that needs to be made. The error message will display the problem. For example, in this case, my purchase order number must be entered. To dismiss this message box, you simply can hit the Enter key on your handheld device, or just tap the screen on the continue on the screen. Anytime an error message is displayed for you, your barcode scanner will be disabled. So if you are scanning a series of serial numbers, or you're getting into a scanning routine and suddenly your scanner does not work where you expect it to work, look at your screen. You most likely have an error message displayed. Once you've dismissed that error message, your scanner will then again be enabled. So I'm going to use my Enter key to dismiss this message box. In this case, my field has turned red, so I know this is the problem with my that was displayed, was I need that PO number, and so now I can go ahead and resolve that by actually doing my enter for that PO number. In other cases, you may have a yes or no decision to make. So when I enter in a quantity, for example, that exceeds my quantity that I was expected, it's going to ask me, it's going to give me a warning message and tell me in detail that I've received more than what that PO line was expected to receive. And it wants to know if I should proceed. Yes means I'm going to override and accept the quantity I've entered in. The no is always going to be enabled when you have a yes and no message box displayed. So if you hit your enter key, you will not go actually accept the override and accept and to proceed. You're going to simply go back to where you were in that application. So if I go ahead and hit the enter key or tap the no, that field turns red, which means that was caused my warning message, and now I can either make a change to this or do some research by checking my item number lookup lists to find out what I was expected, or my review screen to see if I received something previously. If I want to override and actually say yes, I want to accept my 55 quantity, I'm going to tap yes on the screen itself, and then it's going to go ahead and take the action of making that override. The other last message box that we typically will have is going to be at submit time. So if I go ahead and submit my transaction to Dynamics, it's going to give me the option of two messages. Hopefully in almost all the cases for you, you will get a success. So it's going to say transaction was successful, which means that it succeeded to go into Dynamics without any issue. There you may also get a message box that says that transaction failed. It will say the transaction failed and give you some transaction detail information as part of that message box. However, you will not have to worry about, in either case, when you hit the continue button or hit the enter key to dismiss it, you're going to be going back to start your next transaction. When we have a failed message in Dynamics, an automated email notification is going to go out to your designated administrators, and they will take care of resolving the problem and resubmitting that transaction through our Transaction Manager tool. So you can continue on to your next transaction, unless of course you are the administrator, in which case you will find the details of that transaction in an email or by going to the PanaTracker transaction portal and being able to access that transaction and see and view the details of the failed transaction. This concludes our training session for our error messages.